Hello?
On October 7th, 2019, Erin Valenti made her last phone call to her parents. She wasn't calling for help because she was being kidnapped, nor was she screaming because a killer was after her. She was screaming about something far more terrifying, something that has baffled police, doctors, and tech experts to this day. In broken, terrified words, she told her parents,
No, it's just a game. It's a thought experiment.
Days later, Erin was found dead in the back seat of her rental car on a quiet residential street, with no signs of violence or any apparent medical cause of death. To understand the horror of what happened, it's essential to know who the victim was. Erin wasn't superstitious or delusional. She was a highly successful 33-year-old businesswoman and the CEO of a Salt Lake City tech company specializing in web and mobile app development. Her company, which employed 120 people, designed, developed, and scaled a range of tech products for iOS, Android, and the web. Before founding her company, Erin Valenti was the director of product development at Overstock, where she oversaw a team of 250 engineers. Her company was affiliated with CTRL Labs, the Thomas Reedon Center for Neuroscience and Behavioral Sciences. CTRL Labs brought together scientists and technologists with PhDs in computational neuroscience and biomechanics, along with programmers and experts in signal processing, machine learning, and human-computer interaction. Her mind worked with logic, numbers, and facts. Her husband and parents described her as the Rock, the most level-headed and rational person in the family. Valenti had no history of mental illness or substance abuse. Scott Rafferty, a Utah businessman, said Valenti talked about quitting her multi-million-dollar job, but she wasn't serious. She told him she felt responsible for the safety of more than 130 engineers and their families on the other side of the world. That week, Erin traveled to California for a workshop and technical conferences. It was a routine business trip, or so it seemed. She called her husband every day, sounding happy and excited. But on the last night, something changed. Something broke the barrier between her mind and something else we couldn't see. It was Monday, October 7th. She was supposed to be coming home, but Erin didn't board the plane. A series of strange calls began. She called her mother and her voice sounded different. She was speaking too fast, jumping from one topic to another without any coherence. "I can't find my rental car," she told her mother. "It's a gray Nissan Murano. It's a complete mess." Then she called the police herself, but not to report a crime. She mumbled something unintelligible, then hung up. The police called her back later, and she told them, "Nothing, I'm just confused." Later, she found the car and drove to the airport, but her parents noticed that she sounded agitated and confused on the phone, and she talked about Thanksgiving plans. Valenti also mentioned that she had filled the car's tank just 10 minutes earlier, but the gas was nearly gone. "I'm going to miss my flight," she cried. At that moment, her mother became worried and called her husband, Harrison Weinstein. She asked him to call her back immediately. For the next few hours, Valenti's family members took turns speaking with her on the phone, trying to calm her down and understand what was happening. However, Valenti remained agitated and detached from the outside world. As the hours passed, the calls became increasingly terrifying. She called her father and said words he would never forget. "Dad, we're not real. This is all a dream. We're in the Matrix." Was Erin having a sudden fit of madness? Or had she, for some unknown reason, seen something strange in our reality? The line went dead. Erin's phone was off. The dazzling CEO had vanished as if the earth had swallowed her up. Her family panicked. Her husband and parents rushed to California. They began tracking her last known location. Strangely, the location indicated a very quiet residential neighborhood in San Jose. No woods, no dangerous areas, just an ordinary street. For 5 days, 5 whole days, the police searched, the family searched. On October 12th, they found the rental car parked a few blocks from where her phone was last seen. On Bowes Lane, a residential street near the airport, parked in plain sight. It wasn't hidden in a ravine or a garage. It was parked perfectly legally on the street. The doors were locked, the windows were closed, and in the back seat, they found Erin Valenti's body. There was no blood. There were no bruises. There was no murder weapon. She looked as if she was asleep, or as if her soul had been suddenly ripped from her. Valenti's husband said, "She had no history of mental illness. She'd never experienced anything like it, never been diagnosed or hospitalized. She didn't use drugs and she was never arrested. Her record was completely clean, and this is completely out of character for her. She's a successful and accomplished person." It took months before Erin Valenti's autopsy report was released. The report, issued by the San Jose Medical Examiner's Office, concluded that her death was due to sudden death in the context of an acute manic episode. The report was a perplexing mystery. Was this the official cause of death? We all know that a manic episode is a psychological condition, not a physical one. People don't suddenly die of insanity. Her family rejected this report. How could a young, perfectly healthy woman die in the back seat of a car for no apparent reason? Did her heart stop from fright, or did she see something no one should have seen? But wait, who put her in the back seat? Erin Valenti's case was officially closed, but it remained open in the minds of thousands around the world. Her last words about the Matrix and the game still echo in Silicon Valley today. Did she suffer a nervous breakdown due to work overload? That's the most plausible explanation. But what if Erin was right? What if her brilliant mind could even for a moment see the strings that control our world? And she was under constant surveillance, and when she wanted to speak about those truths, the system decided to eliminate her because she knew the truth in a mysterious way. Ultimately, that's our nightmare for tonight. If you think Erin's story deserves a thorough investigation, or if you have an explanation for what happened, write it in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to the Dark Nightmare channel, because reality can be stranger than fiction.